In this project, we're going to produce a landscape tangle. So we're going to be using some of the patterns you will have seen on the website and in the videos using our basic pattern design. And this is perfect for younger children. Now, a landscape is a picture that has sea and mountains in it, or it might have rivers, or it might have trees and grasses and fields. The one that we're going to do today has the sea, some mountains, and a sunset. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a border on my paper. I'm just using A3 paper so that it's nice and big, because in learning art when you're younger, bigger is better because it's easier, and then you can make it smaller as you get older. So I'm going to do a tangle border, which means I'm going to bring it down at the side in a curved line. I'm going to then take it across the bottom in a curved line. So I'm going to start here and take it up and down, and you'll notice I've left quite a bit there, and that is deliberate. I'm going to bring it in a little bit there and take it out, and then on the far side I'm going to do the same thing and bring it down. There's my border, and that leaves me a lovely white space around the outside in which to create my picture. Now, on this side here, I hope you can see I've left it quite a bit bigger, and my sunset is going to go into that area. My sea or river is going to appear at the bottom, and then there will be mountains disappearing into the distance, and they're going to overlap, and it's going to look like a little bit like this. You can decide how you want yours to look. It doesn't need to look like mine. You choose. So I'm going to bring the sea or the river down like that. So that's going to be my bottom layer. I'm then going to have some overlapping mountains. I'm going to begin with one here that's going to come up and down, and then I'm going to put another one over here that's going to come up and down, and then in the middle I'm going to have one more. So I've got 3 mountains, and that's always good in a composition, to have 3 of something or 5 of something. It's a bit odd, but it always looks a bit better to have an odd number. And then here I'm going to draw in my sunset, where the sun is disappearing behind the mountains in the distance. And I'm going to draw 3 lines. I'm going to have to imagine that I've got a circle there, a circle here hidden behind the mountains, and then I'm going to have another circle just there, and I've made them nice and wide so that I can fit some tangle patterns in there. My last step is to take my ruler, and I'm going to give the sun some rays, and I'm not going to worry too much. I'm just going to spread them out with straight lines that will go into the background of my picture. This one's going to go all the way across to there, and then we have to imagine that there's one coming out from here that we can't see, but we're going to see it look like that, and then another one coming down a bit. So more examples. Oh, that one needs to go just across the top. There we go. So that is the basis of my landscape picture. Now, to help you see it a little bit better, I'm going to ink it in. So I'm going to draw over the lines and show you what it looks like a little bit darker. So there is my landscape tangle all drawn out, ready to have the patterns going in. For this project, we're going to use pencil crayons. So I just have standard colours you would expect to find in any set of pencil crayons here. I have a red and an orange and a yellow. I'm just going to put those to one side for a moment. And I have a purple and a dark blue and a light blue and a dark green. Oh, they're a bit rolly, these pencils. A dark green and a light green. I'm going to put that brown to one side. Now, these colours are all a mix of primary and secondary colours. Red and yellow make orange, And they're also what we call warm colours, because there's the sort of colours that we associate with warmth and fire and heat. We then have green, which is a secondary colour that is made by mixing yellow and blue. I've chosen the dark blue there. It's more likely to make the greens that you can see here. And the green is the secondary colour, and yellow and blue are our primary colours. And these colours in particular, take the yellow out, are known as cool colours. Now with my other blue and my purple. So purple is made with red and blue. Here we go. But it's still a cool colour. It's not a warm colour. It doesn't go with my yellow and my orange. It goes with these colours here. So we're going to split our pattern making and our colours up. At the bottom, in the sea, and for the mountains, we're going to use our cool colours. And then in the background where we have all the sunshine, we're going to use our warm colours. And that will give us lots of variety, but a very clever effect. Now brown, I'm going to use in the middle, and I'm going to use it to suggest where things are darker. I'm going to use brown, but not black, because black's a bit of an odd shade. It's not a colour, we call it a shade, and it's used to make things darker, but sometimes it makes things look a bit mucky. So we're not going to use black at all today, but I have got out my brown, and the other one I'm going to use to make things look darker is my blue here, my very dark blue. So let's get started. I'm going to begin at the top and I'm going to work down, and the reason for that is that then I won't be working over an area that I've already filled in and possibly smudging it with my arm. I might want to turn my paper as well at times, so that's another way of dealing with that problem. I'm going to take my basic pattern designs and I'm going to decide what I want to have in my sun. I'm going to begin using my red, and I'm going to begin with some bumps at the bottom. So I'm just going to draw them nice and big, like so, and then I'm going to want them to overlap, and I can just fit in those so that there they come like that, and then I've got another one that's going to overlap there and there, and I'm going to bring this one down and have another one that overlaps there. Now I'm going to do some things within that. So I think the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to draw inside my line, and I'm going to colour that in so that it becomes much thicker with my red, so that I really get the best of the bright colours. And I'm just taking my time to colour it in. Using the same colours, I'm going to do this bit. And for this, I'm just going to do some lines. So I'm going to begin with a red line. I'm going to draw a line, and it's going to be wider at the top than at the point, and that's hopefully going to allow me to get all the colours in. Then I'm going to do an orange line, like that, just bring it down, and I'm going to colour that in, and then I'm going to do a yellow line, like so, and colour that in. Oh, and then I'm going to go back to red. So now I have two patterns for my sun, and I can begin to think about my next one. I said that I was going to use some spirals. So spirals are a bit tricky, so you might need to practice. I'm going to start with my red, and I'm going to bring it round and round and round till I run out of space. Oh, look at that. So I'm going to do a yellow one. I'm going to begin it here and let it overlap my red one. And then I'm going to have an orange one. Bring it round a bit more. And another yellow one, I think. And I'm just going to keep going until I've filled in all of that area.